Mr. Speaker, I too rise today in strong opposition to yet another piece of legislation that is designed to prevent local governments from doing the right thing. I know that those who support this bill say that they do so in order to prevent a patchwork of requirements for businesses to comply with. But the reason that patchwork exists in the first place is because local governments have been forced to act where this body has failed to do so. This body has repeatedly failed to take meaningful action on legislation that would close the pay gap between men and women. Local governments see the disparity caused by the gender wage gap and see how damaging that is to working people and their families. The Michigan Republican Party lists this statement on its own website as one of its values. I believe the most effective, responsible, and responsive government is government closest to the people. That's on the Republican website. And yet we have a bill that seeks to prevent the government closest to its people from being responsive by providing more opportunities and a level playing field for its workers. We've got to stop rigging the system. If we pass this legislation without taking further action on meaningful reforms to address pay equity, we will be setting back the progress Michigan women have made. In April, many of us will recognize Equal Pay Day for women. But what many in this chamber fail to recognize is that Equal Pay Day for women of color isn't until the end of July. Local governments have taken it upon themselves to address this pay gap and support the value of the work done by women in their communities. I cannot understand why this body, in passing this bill, would want to roll back that progress. This bill will harm the future incomes of women in this state, and in particular, it will harm the incomes of women of color. I would ask that for Women's History Month, many colleagues honor the historical progress made by women and vote no on this regressive bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.